There's nothing else.
Well, that's not true. After all this time, come on, just fill me in.
Hello, welcome back to another episode. How many Breaking Bad elements does Saul remember from his Better Call Saul phone call when Francesca phones him? Back in Season 4 of Better Call Saul, Saul Goodman, played by Bob Odenkirk, was seen shredding documents in his office with patient assistant Francesca Liddy. In this scene, which takes place on November 12, 2010, the anxious lawyer stresses to his assistant the significance of picking up a mystery phone call. This scenario takes place between Walter White's Breaking Bad death and Saul's flight from Albuquerque. The Breaking Bad episode of Better Call Saul Season 6 follows the still-suffering Francesca on that crucial occasion. She drives to the address Saul Goodman gave her, picks up the ringing phone, and talks to her old employer now residing in Omaha, Nebraska as Gene Takovich on the other end despite the overpowering temptation to leave. The phone conversation was reportedly set up so Saul could assess the situation in New Mexico from a distance, learning who was apprehended, who escaped, and whether the D still had access to any hidden funds. Spoiler alert. They don't.
Oh, well, can you put me through? Say again, how much?
This phone call marks the very first time Gene has directly heard about the mess he left behind in Breaking Bad, and that means a veritable feast of revelations, confirmations, and Easter eggs pour from Francesca's understandably sour lips. Here are all of the references and reveals from Better Call Saul Season 6, Episode 11's phone call. Francesca's fate after Breaking Bad. First off, Francesca is relatively okay. Following Breaking Bad, Francesca is still a free woman, working as a landlord to some stereotyped stoners. But the police are still after her, hoping without hope that she will help them find the elusive Saul Goodman. The document-destroying flash-forward from Season 4 of Better Call Saul implied that Francesca may have employed the disappearer herself. Instead, she was beaten down by the government and forced to hand over a handful of Saul's shell accounts.
Was it all there? I mean, the rats didn't eat it or anything?
It's all here.
But she was able to escape prison for her minor contribution to Heisenberg's empire. Walter White's death made life harder for Jesse and Saul. When Gene refers to Walter White's passing in the last episode of Breaking Bad, he says, "The maestro owning the land didn't change anything," to Francesca. Unfortunately for Cinnabon's most shady shop manager, Francesca, Walt's passing only strengthened the D's resolve to apprehend Heisenberg's two most important allies, Jesse Pinkman and Saul Goodman. Skyler White took Walt's Breaking Bad finale offer. In Breaking Bad's iconic series finale, Bryan Cranston's Walter White visited his wife one final time. Handing over a lottery ticket bearing the coordinates of Hank Schrader's buried corpse, Walt instructed Skyler to phone the D, hand over the ticket, and strike a bargain to avoid prosecution. During her phone call to Gene in Better Call Saul Season 6, Francesca reveals Skyler White got her deal, confirming Walt's last marital request was followed through. Breaking Bad viewers will be delighted to learn that Skyler walked away as a free woman. Kim Wexler is still alive in Better Call Saul's Gene timeline. The most exciting piece of information is saved for last. Francesca informs Gene that Kim Wexler called her after the Heisenberg case became well known to inquire about her old friend and coworker, and to find out if Jimmy was still alive. By mentioning this particular point, Better Call Saul establishes that Kim was really alive throughout and after the events of Breaking Bad and that she learned about what her ex-husband did with Walter White via news reports. Better Call Saul may also hint to the fact that Kim still has feelings for Jimmy, because otherwise she wouldn't have asked Francesca whether he was still alive. Thanks for watching. Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe.